Don't feel bad for me. Fuck everybody that's doubting me. Don't feel bad for me. Whole city looking out for me. Don't feel bad for me. Don't feel bad for me.
Why you hitting on my jack? My car, we turned it to the max. Said I've been doing jumping jacks. It really
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast. I am your humble host, E.L. Discipline. Alongside me is your other host,
Suhey Sotomayor.
This is your Discipline Therapy, where it is completely sucker-free and judgment-free, commercial-free, and plenty of liberty. That good weed, yes indeed. Don't hate, but participate, congratulate, and appreciate. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. Self-made, and the plans are very well laid. Go grab your wine, make sure the children are in bed. This is that soul food. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light it up, inhale life, exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
Okay, so today's topic, one of Mr. E.L. Discipline's favorite topics, feminists. Why do you like feminists so much?
Because the feminists, they
He's getting into
secretly
it.
hate me, like privately and publicly. No. They publicly hate me. I'm sorry. And secretly love me. So I love this topic because feminism to me is it's a woman movement. That's what it's equate to. It's a woman movement. It's about independence, women's suffrage, equality.
Well, I have something here that I'd like to read.
Okay.
Feminists support feminism, fight for gender equality. Independent women equal hypocrisy. Because they say we don't need a man except for heavy lifting and car repairs and that. Okay, and there's types of feminism: liberal, radical, cultural feminism, and more.
But this has been something like that's been going on for a long time. These women, these activists, they've paved the way for women.
Where International Women's Day is March 8th. And
that's one of the reasons why there's a International Women's Day.
And that's a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. That's good. The impetus for establishing an International Women's Day can be traced back to New York City in February 1908, when thousands of women who were garment workers went on strike and marched through the city to protest against their working conditions. Imagine how bad it has to be that you're going to go stop and do it. Like today, these women were in less organized workplaces than their male counterparts. They were in the lower echelon of the garment industry and were working at low wages and experiencing sexual harassment. That's terrible. Well, thank God. I mean, I was about to say thank God things change, but it doesn't really change that much.
I mean, it's ironic. It's ironic because women who are feminists to me, who are preaching like equality and independence, they don't want that when they get in a relationship, which is kind of like, it's not like, I was gonna say hypocrisy, but it's like it's not real. Like you're not really living the lifestyle or
of what a true feminist.
Yeah, I don't believe there's real feminists out there.
You just think that women pick and choose what they want.
Exactly.
To be equal. I agree with you. Me too.
Because the thing is, like, okay, we all don't have a problem with women voicing their opinion. We don't have a problem with women speaking out and having equality and being able to make equal pay and all that. But if it comes to like the nitty gritty, like, okay, you're gonna lift the same amount of weight I'm gonna lift in the gym. You're gonna be willing to do yard work. You're willing to know how to change your tire, your oil of your car.
That I could understand. Women should, I think we should learn, know how to change a tire, but lift the same amount. That's just crazy talk.
But you guys are preaching equality.
It's equality to certain things. Like, there's no way that you can think that
equality
I'm gonna.
has to be in all the sense of the word, in all aspects. If that's what it is, it's like if I meet a woman at a venue and she's a feminist and she's all about this independence and I don't need a man type of stuff, and we're having a great conversation, we're hitting it off, and now she's expecting me to buy her a drink because I'm a man. Yeah, how you a real feminist? How are you really about independence and equality? Like, you should be saying, "Oh, don't worry, I got the tab.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, I'm gonna buy you a drink." But a lot of women have a problem with that because they don't really want that equality. Listen, instinctively, subconsciously, right? Ironically, these women gravitate towards dominant men, in my opinion. The stronger the women, the stronger she likes a man. That's my opinion. It's
Have
like
you ever
you're not
met?
gonna do.
Have you met a feminist?
Yeah, I've met a lot
No,
of them.
no, that has a weak man by her
Yeah,
side. Oh, you have.
some of them have talked to me. I'm not a
names.
name dropper. You know what I mean? They will remain nameless. But a lot of them have come to me about advice. Oh, I think I'm with a beta male. I think I'm this. He's doing this, he's doing that, like blah blah. And it's like, to me, it's like you're not a real feminist. Because if you're with these beta males, right, which is like, to them in their subconscious, weak men, they're not going to do well with those type of guys. If they're with those type of guys, it might be to stroke their ego. It might be because they're self-centered or narcissistic.
But I
They
mean,
might
I
have
would
a
think
guy-
if she's a feminist, she would want a weaker man so that she can
control.
Yeah, I know. That's what I would think.
Sexually, they're not attracted to those type of men. Look at it this way, right? Look at it this way. Look at it this way. In the safari, in the jungle, the carnivorous felines, right? The lioness, the most dominant alpha lioness, will seek the most dominant alpha lion. And it's because she knows that that man is going to provide. That's it. That's it. The bonus is mating. Mating, where both of our strong genes is gonna bred a strong cub to potentially own his pride one day. He have a chance at survival. He won't get eaten. You know what I mean? But the minimal providing, he's gonna provide the protection. He's gonna provide adequate love. He's gonna provide amazing sex. He's gonna provide security, structure. He's strong-minded. He's independent. They're looking for those things because they're thinking long term. So I always believe these women gravitate to the most highest status men, to the most dominant men, because the men who are lesser than they are, they know that they're going to control them. They're going to have fun with them. It's to stroke their ego. This is my opinion.
So have you ever met a feminist that has an alpha partner?
I mean,
or is that like very few?
It's very few. You know what I mean? I mean, we could talk about an iconic couple, right? J and B. Right? J is like an alpha, right? And Beyonce's like, she's an alpha female.
That's
You know, we could put her in that category.
Definitely.
I don't know if she's so much of a feminist. She is about
She's women power,
and stuff.
But I don't think she's a feminist.
Yeah, could you see someone like Beyonce with a rich beta male? I don't. There's a lot of rich people out there who she could be with.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So I believe that they do gravitate towards them if they want something sustainable. You know what I mean? Not just something like, all right, I'm going to have a one-night stand, or this is going to be something that's going to last for like 6 months, and then I'm just going to casually date.
So you think feminists are the if you can do it, I can do it too. So if you can spank me, let me spank you.
Yes.
But are they like
Because
that?
they're
Is
about
that?
equality. They're about like, if a man could do it, I could do it.
I mean,
So if you could dish it, like, just be ready to take it.
my mentality, especially back in the days
So
when
you're
I
a
was
feminist.
younger, see, but I don't consider myself a
Okay.
feminist. But I do, or rather, I did more so back when I was younger. If you could do it, I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
I may not do it right after you do it,
Yeah.
but it will be done.
Mm-hmm.
But that, but I didn't consider myself a feminist.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
I
But
think
my mother is a feminist.
she is, or she?
She is.
Mm.
I mean, well, back
'Cause
in
she's
again,
married,
back in
right?
the day, she was very, very much feminist, but
Okay.
she used to still iron my dad's boxers. So maybe she wasn't that much of a feminist as she
She's a
thought she was.
feminist, submissive baby.
I don't know, because they go
They
at
could
it.
be both.
They go at it.
I
them
think
too.
they could be both. I
Yeah.
think you can have a woman who controls every aspect of her life, her day-to-day duties, and then when she goes home, she's a completely different person.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think so. Especially in the bedroom. Like, these women, if they wear the pants in their relationship, this goes back to, like, I think episode 2, Sexercise and Food. If they wear the pants in their relationship, 95% of them, 95% of the time, they're gonna want to relinquish control when they get in there, because they're gonna look at it like, yo, you're a man, like, you're supposed to be skilled at this. Like, if you're not skilled at anything else, you're supposed to know what you're doing in this aspect, this, environment.
Do you think? I know. I think in episode 2 we spoke about. I could be wrong. Female dominatrix or madams.
Yeah, mistresses.
Mistresses.
Yeah.
That are they feminists?
Yeah, they could be.
Yeah.
They could be.
Because they like to take control.
They could be. Like, the fake feminists out there, they're like, this is their mentality. Women are better. Men suck. Women could do everything better than men. Those are the fake feminists.
Yeah, do you think of a woman who's a feminist became a feminist because of bad experiences with males?
100%.
Which in whatever capacity, relationship, work-wise,
bad
family.
experiences, low self-esteem, that's causing you to follow other women. You mean, because most women are followers. It's about 2% that are like alpha. You mean the 98% are followers. So that goes along with that. And it's like strong women have high standards. You know what I mean? If they don't meet a man that's equal to them or greater, they lose interest. You know what I mean? They find it difficult to be with men who are lesser than they are. They're boring to them. You know what I mean? They're not filling a void.
Oh, which goes back to my question from last episode that we did that you made me wait all this time.
What?
Dang it, are feminists, what was last? Oh, sapiosexuals. Can sapiosexuals, can feminists be sapiosexuals? Like, are they, or is it two different things?
100%, 100%. I look at it as a feminist to be, no, not all. But I look at it as feminist to be, equate to an alpha female. You know what I mean? But I feel like a real feminist, who's about equality and women power and independence, they respect men because they know they came from a man. Like, you were in your dad's balls.
Thank you for that visual.
You know what I mean? Like, you were. We're all molded, from a woman. The 9 months that we're in her womb, but you came from a man. Like, this man's seed is what started. So, like, they also get this stigma of they hate men. It's the bad feminists that give that stigma. The women who claim they're feminists and they talk about they hate men and shit like that. Like, that's the weird feminist ones. Those are the fake feminists to me.
What about lesbians? Do you think that they're feminists?
Yeah, they could be.
Yeah, they really can.
100%.
I mean, I guess they're still women. They just like everything about women. But I also want to say that maybe those are the ones that are like the bad ones because they hate men. I'm not saying that all lesbians hate men. I don't know.
I met a fine ass lesbian,
Me
and
too.
she was she was just intrigued by me. Oh my god, your energy's so powerful and all this other stuff. But she wasn't trying to step out of her relationship. But she just was like, you're so intoxicating. I don't know how I'm gravitating towards you. She
Ooh.
was saying that she still believed that women could please women better than a man could please a woman better. And I said to her,
certain aspects I
said to her, that's because you had a lot of bad bad pleasurable relationships. No, non-pleasurable relationships. Bad non-pleasurable relationships from men. So you've given up on men. You know what I mean? So now you're generalizing.
I get that part, but I do agree with her statement to some aspects. Like, I believe a woman can please another woman orally better than a man because she has the same stuff. She knows what's there. She knows how hard or soft to go. But sexual, like penetration wise,
depends on the man.
That's crazy talk.
Depends on the man. You know what I mean? It depends on the man. I feel like women could do that because perhaps they're more patient when it comes to that. They're and I talked about this in episode 2. They're a little bit more patient. They not just understand the body because they have, the similar, genitalia. It's not just that. It's the fact that they're also emotional. They could be sensitive, so they can know that, I don't like it rough this way, so she's not going to. They could be conscious of that. But it's all about the man. Like, if the man is attentive, if the man is observant, if the man is studying his partner, then that shouldn't be a problem for the man.
But you're talking about a man who studies his partner, who's attentive and like looks at pays attention to what she likes and what she doesn't like. Most men out there, they don't do that. And I know I've heard a lot of women, 44. I've talked to a lot of women, and most of them is like they always start out with, where the hell do they think it's going? Like, it's not a freaking remote control. Calm down. That's what I always hear. So those men that pay attention, those are not a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? Those are very rare.
At the end of the day, a woman who's a feminist is a strong, independent woman. She's gonna gravitate to a strong man. Like, masculinity is what inspires femininity, and vice versa. So, okay, I was watching the Addams Family the other day, and Wednesday's my favorite character. She's just like emotionless, right? And you see it in her face and everything, right? She's my favorite character. And there was a scene towards the end when the guy's like, the kid, he's like, what if you had a man that would do anything for you, who would just, be your devoted slave and whatnot. And her reply was, I pity him. That's a fictional film, right? That's a fictional film. However, it is true in real life circumstances with real life strong women. You can't tell me that they respect these guys that they're with.
I don't know. I could not. I couldn't be with
them.
somebody like that.
You can't tell me they do. I don't believe they do. These guys either stay in the friend zone or they use them
for sex,
or whatever they're providing, or to stroke their ego. I believe that women like 2 things: dominance and aura when it comes to a man. And all that sweet stuff and the soft stuff is great, like the romance and all that, but eventually, like, you're gonna get to that point where she's gonna be like, stop being romantic and I want you to
throw
be
me
a
up against the
beast.
wall.
You know what I mean? And it's like, every, like, every type of dominant trait triggers arousal in the female psyche. And it's more intensified for these feminist women. They need dominant men like they need oxygen.
It's probably more intensified because they have it repressed.
Yeah.
And it's bursting to come out. I mean, I don't know. I'm just, I'm the devil's advocate.
Inequality beats equality, and that's why opposites attract. So it's ironic that like equality and power and all that stuff. But the irony is, instinctively and subconsciously, they are attracted to the stronger genes. Yeah. You mean they are attracted to the stronger genes?
Have you ever had a feminist like crush on you, or like ask you out, or try to hit on you?
I plead the fifth.
You can't do that to your listeners, to your fans.
I plead the fifth.
Oh, people get used to that because he pleads the fifth all the time. All the time. Oh.
Women preach strength and independence, and I could do what you could do, and I'm as strong as you, but man, let that spider come into the room. Let that bee come into the room.
No way. Let that butterfly come into the room. I'm running.
They're gonna be seeking that man to. Can you crush it? Can you understand? So,
I remember one Halloween we went to a haunted house. I went with my family, and I hid behind the whole time with my eyes closed. I don't even know how I got through the stupid thing, because I literally just would look a little bit, but I was so scared. I just grabbed my son, whoever was there, and I just literally walked behind them with my eyes closed. So that's definitely true. That let a spider come, let anything. I'm running out of there.
If sometimes powerful women, right? They intimidate men.
Yeah.
Because of how we were born and ancestry, and this goes back to nature. But if you're comfortable in your own skin, if you're comfortable as a man, it shouldn't matter how much money she makes. If she makes more money than you, it shouldn't matter if she's more intelligent. I said this in chapter 19, the first book, The Seduction of Discipline. Alpha female dominant woman. It shouldn't matter if they make, if they're high status, what I mean, they're higher than their peers, they hold themselves to a higher standard. You got to step your game up as a man. You know what I mean? If you want to get her, but I'm not saying that you can't get her.
Right.
You know what I mean? You will always have something below your belt she will never have. A dick.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, women don't respect men. I don't care what woman you are. They don't respect men they can't control. No respect is equate to no attraction. No attraction is no genuine relationship.
Nope, I agree. I've had this conversation with my girlfriends, my sister. Like, I cannot be with a man that I think I have to protect him from something. Whether it be we're walking down the street and we see somebody running, I'm not jumping in front of you. I'm not jumping in front of the man that I'm working with. You better get yourself in front of me, protect me.
So this is what happens. Like, a lot of times when these women are so strong and they're doing this and they're rah-rah, it doesn't really intimidate the man. It kind of just turns him off. It might turn an alpha man off. Like me, I like my women to be bosses. I encourage that. But when you're in my presence, I'm the boss. That's my mentality. But other men might feel inferior. It might turn them off because it goes back to ancestry. This goes back to like men being born providers, men being born protectors, men being born hunters. You know what I mean? And like women being more emotional creatures. This goes back to that. So it's like you could still be a feminist but be a woman. You know what I mean? You will gravitate. You will attract an alpha male if you're doing that. But if you're trying to always challenge him and always be one step ahead and emasculate him and shit like that, like you're displaying a surplus of like masculine energy. It's not gonna correlate with his masculine energy. You know what I mean? And it's like this is why the disconnect. Men and women were created to be attracted to each other, to reproduce. That's what it comes down to. And like Do you have anything else?
Final thoughts for feminists. I mean, I do agree with certain things that they, you know, I believe in equality too under, with certain things. So am I a feminist? No, I'm not a feminist at all. But do do I believe that if a man can do something, a woman can do too? Yeah, I do.
False.
Oh, alrighty.
False, because if you if you say that in all aspects, it's false.
I'm not saying it in all aspects.
Then it's some things then.
I said that. I said I'm not a feminist, but I agree with some things. I agree that women can do some things that men can.
What do women do? What do some of the things women do better than men?
They could be foremen just like a man and be just as good. I'm not saying that a woman can out bench press a guy, but in the workforce, I think a lot of women can be smarter.
I'm gonna be patient here and let you finish your final thoughts.
I'm done.
I'm gonna go in.
I'm done because I want to hear what your final thoughts are.
Women. Women. I'm talking to the feminist women. Now, it's I don't have a problem with feminists. I think like it's great to encourage feminism and independence and women power, and you should have a voice and make equal pay. But I believe that women were created to be attracted to men and vice versa. And I look at it like at the end of the day, right? Who really created feminism? I know we go in the past and we could Google, we look at all these female activists who paved the way. I get it. But I mean really, because Caribbean women don't believe in this stuff. Real Caribbean women, not the Americanized Caribbean women. I'm talking about real Caribbean women. I'm talking about women who live in different countries like Saudi Arabia and India. They don't believe in this stuff because they believe to respect the man. So who really created feminism? We know women in the past fought for women suffrage and equal rights in the workplace, equal opportunity, pay rate, fought against sexual harassment, and I'm all for that. But some women take it too far. Some women say they're better than men, blah, blah, blah. But, as queens, like real queens respect kings. Real queens understand that they're born from a man and they respect men. Like I could still be a lady and respect a man. Our ancestors, the ancient Egyptians, they didn't come up with this. You know what I mean? These queens love their men. They act accordingly in the household. They gave the man the power because they chose the man to submit to. So they gave the man the power. They gave the man to be the head of the household. I believe that white supremacists created this because they want an explosion of feminism to separate the household, to reduce reproduction. Because at some point in the world, it was overly populated. We go back to like 1918, the Spanish flu pandemic. And this goes back to me not believing in coincidences. At that time, at that point in the world, there was about 2 billion people. 100 plus years ago, the population was that. Now we look at the population now where it's tripled, quadrupled. I mean, it's 7 billion, 8 billion. Now we're at COVID-19. Coincidence? Coincidence? Listen, men respect women, women respect men. You know what I mean? Like women need men, men need women. Weak women will never be able to understand this concept, and weak men will never be able to grasp this. But at the end of the day, a strong man needs a strong woman or women who is truly his. That's his fulfillment in life. Anything less is not a fulfillment. And a strong woman needs a strong man. You know what I mean? Like even a woman who's not as strong, who's not as confident or whatever. That's when she's gonna gravitate to the strongest man because she's looking for that transition. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, I don't believe that there's real feminists out there. I believe media. Well, I really don't believe in media. I believe media is out there. And anything that you absorb, whether it's books, television, music, you're absorbing in your subconscious. You know, you believe to be true. So, you know, at the end of the day, like, y'all women need us. So stop acting like y'all don't. If you go to the store right now and you have you buy 24-pack of water and you know your apartment is upstairs, you know what I mean? Like, you either gonna break your back to bring that shit up or you're gonna hire some men to do it.
For a
So
24-pack of water?
Well, we could go extreme. We could say a fucking heavy chair or a table.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know
not
what I mean?
carrying a
Like,
chair or a
exactly.
table.
Like, you're gonna hire some men to do it.
100%.
So, you know, women need to be more real with themselves. It's okay to be feminist and strong and independent without the expense of emasculating men. You need men. You came from men. You know what I mean? Like, those are my final thoughts.
Those are good final thoughts. And again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
Peace.
Gotta let you run off with my flow. Let's see how far you run with that. Yeah, we got it for the low. I'll let you know it's on the racks. Yeah, ain't that hard to break the trust. Know that I be way too smart. Talking heavy flow so hard. Burning their way to make a mark. I'll shine today. If not, I'll find a way. Quit trying to conversate, cause I ain't got time to wait.
Young nigga so icy, make a bitch wish a nigga was like me, ayy. Joke dudes won't fight me, cause they bitches all wanna fight me, ayy. Spilling Henny on the Gucci shirt. With your girl, make a coochie hurt. I swear to God, you broke hoes don't wanna know what my shoes be worth.